welcome back to another penny stock video. Today we're taking a look at Yuka, that's Y-U-K-A, on the OTC markets. It's Med Holdings Group Inc., or the old name Yuka Group Inc., which is still on OTC markets, but they are in the process of going through a name and ticker change to represent the current company direction, which is these Med Smart Wellness Centers as described here. So these were acquired, you can see, back in 2024, September of 2024 here. This was the original press release about the acquisition. Over $2 million in total revenue added to the company's portfolio from this acquisition. $4 million in assets acquired as well. Now, since they've done this acquisition, they've made a lot of strides with growing the company from there. So we'll get into that as we look at their recent news releases here. So first and foremost, we have from March 26th of 2025, they talk about these new partnerships they have with Crunch Fitness as well as two known hotels in Aventura, Florida. So they are all Florida-based clinics and partnerships at the moment for this company. And that's a strong market for these medical clinics that are really becoming a massive industry across the United States right now, especially in affluent areas. So these, the key thing to highlight with these partnerships is that they're expected to generate an estimated $1 million in additional annual revenue. And that's, of course, in addition to the revenue that they added by acquiring these medical wellness centers, the MedSmart Wellness Centers, right? So let's take a look at these MedSmart Wellness Centers here. Wellness Center in Aventura, Florida. And you can see right off the bat, they have a lot of positive reviews. So they have a 4.8 star rating out of 5 right here on Google Reviews with 132 reviews. You can see recent reviews as of just a couple months ago. So they're clearly busy. Here's one from 4 weeks ago, right? There's a bunch from a couple months ago, one from a year ago, one from 3 months. And all of these are very positive reviews. They include photos as well of the customer's visit. So there's a lot of information just from the review section alone that you can see on this business and how they're doing. And it seems they're doing quite well, and it's a really well-run medical clinic here in Florida. Now, if we look at as well this PR from March 17th, 2025, they also signed a letter of intent to acquire 3,000 square foot facility in Tequesta, Florida. So they would be expanding their footprint in Florida in terms of medical clinic locations, right? So this is a significant acquisition for them as well. And I believe we're waiting still to hear updates on if this is officially closed yet. But this is part of their plan to expand, because they did just have another very recent press release here, February 18th, 2026, just last week from the time of this recording. And you can see that it says they're currently in active negotiations for 2 additional locations. So Jupiter, Florida and Doral, Florida. And that would be in addition to this Tequesta 3,000 square foot facility as well. So they're looking to really rapidly expand in this Florida market with more physical clinic locations. It seems like they're committed to doing so. So I'm looking forward to additional press releases this year, hopefully talking about, hey, we finished the acquisitions for the Jupiter location. We finished the acquisitions for the Doral location. Here's how much revenue they add. These are all potential catalysts for the stock, so we can look forward to that. And then this press release does, of course, also talk about Dr. Harvey Samowitz and their strategic negotiations with him. He is a leading urology authority. And again, it says the company looks to accelerate expansion, digital scale, and corporate milestones. Here is Dr. Harvey Samowitz. He's a well-known authority in urology, over 40 years of experience, and works in Florida in the similar areas that the MedSmart Wellness Centers are located. So they are looking to add him to the team as he brings a lot of expertise and can obviously use that expertise to heighten the treatments that they're using at these medical wellness centers and make people happy. And obviously they're doing a great job so far with all the positive reviews that they've garnered from their clinics so far, right? So it does also talk about audit fast track and FINRA name/ticker change, which I mentioned earlier in the video. And this is another potential catalyst for the stock because, of course, the stock still has kind of the old branding of the company, right? Yuka Group. they are in the process of rebranding everything to the Med Holdings Group, and there will be a ticker change. And then they also have this national digital launch of TotalBody.com. If we go here, and what this is the platform provides immediate national brand exposure, access to large underserved U.S. market, scalable digital engagement for services, and future vertical expansion. And then talks about market momentum. Over the past 12 months, Yuka has appreciated more than 500%, with the company's market capitalization now exceeding $3 million. Management believes this growth reflects increasing investor awareness and recognition of the company's strategic direction and execution, and then positioned for 2026 and beyond with committed expansion capital, clear acquisition, and multi-location rollout strategy. This, to me, is one of the most exciting parts to look forward to this year for the stock, because as they execute on this acquisition strategy and the multi-location rollout, you're going to see a ton of value being brought in via these acquisitions, right? Which could, again, increase this market cap further. As they talked about, the actions they've done so far have created, appreciation of more than 500%. So if they follow that up with this acquisition strategy, we could see this appreciate a lot more. So that's exciting from, a trader and investor standpoint. And then accelerating compliance and corporate milestones. This is, again, referring to the fast track of the audit as well as the FINRA actions such as ticker change. And then expanding clinical leadership, right, which is where Dr. Harvey Samowitz comes into play. They're looking to add him to their leadership board. If we take a look at their chart here, this is the daily chart over 1 year. So you can see it has had a recent, it has had a recent rise, quite a significant rise. And we topped out here at around 7 cents. And so you can see I've drawn my lines, right? We have the purple lines, which is support and resistance down here. So I have a support drawn here at 3 cents. I have our resistance drawn here at 7 cents. So if you're looking for a breakout on this stock, the real indicator of a breakout to its next leg up would be a break of this 7 cent area. And if you're looking for a good spot to maybe bid for dips, you can be looking at this 3 cent area. So right now it's been consolidating in this channel for quite a while, which is a good sign. I mean, that's a healthy chart, right? You want to see leg up and then consolidation and then ideally the next leg up. So we do have some curling going on here, which I think is an indicator that we could break that 7 cent area soon, especially if they deliver on more news, maybe regarding an acquisition of another clinic in Florida, which they've alluded to in these press releases, right? So any strong catalyst could definitely take this through the 7 cent mark and create a breakout on this stock. So chart is looking good, and you can see MACD is cool as well. So it's pretty much ready for that next leg. We have a great article here from dgenmag.com. You can also follow them at dgenmag on X, and they do really good articles on microcap companies. Here's their article on Yuka. There's a couple things from this article I really wanted to highlight. First of all, you can see it talks about the Florida expansion targets, reinforce that management knows who they're selling to. Jupiter sits in Palm Beach County, where median income hits $109,000. Nearly a quarter of the residents are over 65, and the millionaire population has grown 112% in the past decade. So, what's this mean? It means they're in the right market for med clinics, okay? And obviously you want to hit that, kind of aging demographic that is interested in medical clinics for health reasons and also has the money to afford medical clinics. So areas like Palm Beach County are perfect for these, and you're seeing more and more of these pop up in these areas because it's become a very profitable business model across the United States. And when we talk about that, we talk about Solaris Health. And I'm glad the article brings up Solaris Health because, as it says here, is the clearest proof of what this playbook can produce. The company launched as a urology roll-up in 2020, grew to over 700 providers across 13 states, and sold to Cardinal Health on the New York Stock Exchange for $1.9 billion in November of 2025. So if you're wondering what is the ceiling for Yuka, or what is, the potential growth trajectory for a medical clinic company like Yuka, look no further than Solaris Health and what they've done to grow to a valuation of $1.9 billion just last year, right? So Solaris, they kind of wrote the playbook. Yuka, I think, is trying to follow that playbook and build a similarly impressive company with a large portfolio of these medical wellness clinics. So I think that was a really key thing to highlight, this comparison to Solaris Health. It really helps people understand that this is an industry that can really be scaled into very high valuations and often becomes attractive as a buyout type of situation, right? Where a company, a big healthcare company like Cardinal Health would be interested in acquiring a roll-up of medical clinics. So that, to me, shows a lot of promise for Yuka's business model, and it shows that obviously there's a ton of potential for growth here. So that is Yuka, guys. Go check it out. Again, it's YUKA on the OTC markets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.